This seemingly super cool, nonchalant dude in his 50s seems to fly under radar. Yes, a very much talented actor, once a cutie patootie Leonardo DiCaprio. DiCaprio. That's better. Leonardo DiCaprio. So today we're going to do a deep dive on this motherfucker of a potato looking guy. Everything ranging from his dating life, which is actually the most boring part, but we're also going to talk about his philanthropic heart, environmentalism, his phone addiction, his fear of missing out, and of course being Diddy's favorite, what a sweetheart, and being on Epstein's list. I don't know how to pronounce Epstein. Is it Epstein or is it Epstein? Sounds like a medicine. Oh, you feel sick? Take Epstein's in. Okay. So hot show. But first, hi, my name is Ekma, and you're watching Not So Hot Show, a show about not so hot things, like Leonardo DiCaprio. That's it. I have no roast. That picture is alone enough to describe what's not so hot about him. I legit thought that Leonardo DiCaprio was like 5 feet tall because he seems so short and like a little fat. But then I realized, oh no, because he's only dating models that are on borderline of legality. That's why he looks very short, because all of his girlfriends are super tall and skinny and very easy to abuse. Leo, if you're watching this today, I dressed up very cute for you. So maybe you can recruit me in your like cohort of concubines. Am I over 25? Do not ask me. I have a fake ID just for you. First things first, let's talk about the easiest low-hanging fruit. Him dating barely legal teenagers. So upon research, I found that Leonardo DiCaprio had over 19 girlfriends, and that's the ones that we know of. And let's call him out for what he is.
He's a fucking whore.
This guy has a mileage. Like, let's normalize calling men a whore. He's a whore. 20 women that we know of. He's just a very sad, lonely, pathetic guy that just keeps dating and dating to fill the hole that will never be filled. Sorry. Yeah, kind of a bit too rough. I want to make it funny. Okay.
Ladies, who wants a fucking... Ugh. He's not only old, he's run down. No, I would never date Leo. Ugh.
So we know this infamous graph of Leo's escapades, him aging, but his victims always staying the same age. You want to know, fun fact, his last maybe 2-3 girlfriends, besides of Gigi Hadid, were born after the most famous work, Titanic. Imagine you're on the set of Titanic and you come up to Leo and you ask, so like, how's your love life? Did you find the one? You're like,
No, actually I'm waiting for the one.
oh, you're waiting for her.
Yeah, because she's not born yet.
His longest relationship was tops 5 years, which I actually give a credit to. I thought he would like date max like maybe a year, but he did date Giselle Bundchen or whatever, yeah, 5 years, and he did date briefly Blake Lively, even he couldn't handle her. Jesus. Let's talk about his sex life. Leo is a, you know, he's fucked a lot, I'm sure he did. There is actually a word on the street, allegedly, I'm gonna say, don't sue me, of how he fucks. If you think, you know, sex with Leonardo DiCaprio must have been hot because he's so like, you know, he fucked a lot of girls. He must be so good in bed, you know, like you want to try him out, right? This rundown machine. If you think you want to fuck Leonardo DiCaprio, think twice, because like the word on the street is, allegedly, the way he fucks, he just lies down. You go on top of him, which is already like, okay, honey, okay. Not only that, he pulls out a joint, he smokes, but the worst part, he puts on headphones. He puts on like noise canceling headphones. And he just like closes his eyes, smokes a joint while you're supposed to ride his dick. That's the whole sex. Now we come to the juicy part, his philanthropy and environmentalism. Leo cares about the planet, so much so. This is him after his speech on the impending collapse of humanity due to the climate change. He arrived at a port via private jet to 200 million yacht for his vacation, right after the climate change speech. Girl. And I was like, what the fuck are you looking at? You've never seen a hypocrite?
Leo conning us into thinking he's a decent human is his greatest performance.
Leonardo DiCaprio is a very generous man. He donates and he makes a bunch of movies regarding climate change, and he sees what's the impact on the world while taking yachts and private jets flying around to see what we have done to the planet, not him alone, right? I have calculated his carbon footprint. Do you want to hear that? Let's see. First and foremost, private jet. One private jet from New York to LA, which he travels a lot, burns about 20 tons of CO2. He reportedly takes dozens of private jets per year to like Cancun, Cannes, whatever. So let's say 30 flights. And again, we're being very generous. It's about 600 tons of CO2 a year. Yachts. A luxury yacht burns around 500 liters of fuel per hour. 500 liters of fuel per hour, which is 1.3 tons of CO2 per hour. So a week-long yacht trip is 300 tons of CO2. So I calculated that he has only like 3 to 4 yacht holidays per year, which about is 1,000. Again, we're being very, very conservative here. So he has a couple of mansions in the US and outside. The mansions are quite huge. It takes, a lot of energy to upkeep them, to run them, electricity, heating, you fucking name it. That's about 20 to 30 tons per year. And he has multiple properties, so we're gonna calculate about 100 tons of CO2. He takes cars, helicopters, you name it. Like he never travels with, metro. So with private cars and helicopters, let's say it's about 40 tons of CO2, 35. Ballpark. Very conservatively, he makes 1,700 tons of CO2 per year. What about an average human like you and I, right? How much do we fuck up the planet? That we should stop fucking up the planet, as he says. How much do we produce? 5 tons of CO2 per year. Average American, 15, because y'all are... Let's take the global average, 5 tons a year. He produces as much CO2 on a very conservative level as much as 350 people. That's a whole village. If I had to choose, to run over one Leonardo DiCaprio with a train or 349 people, if I had a choice, technically speaking, I would be saving the planet if I kill only one Leonardo DiCaprio and save 349 people. Think about that. This is him with Native Americans saying climate change is real. So cute, so cute. But now let's get to his philanthropy. He is a brave man. He has his own foundation. He donates out of pocket, apparently, to a bunch of charities, and he has his own charity that he established in 1998 called the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation. It has funded more than 200 projects since it was founded in 1998, awarding over 100 million in grants to 132 organizations across 50 countries. Wow, Leo, I am actually impressed that you're trying to offset your carbon footprint, although there is no such thing as offsetting carbon footprint. If you take a giant diarrhea in the Atlantic Ocean, the diarrhea stays there, no matter how much money you kind of throw in. But anyways, it doesn't matter. Fun fact about his organization, his nonprofit. His nonprofit is a donor-advised fund, a type of charity that's increasingly popular with celebrities. Why, you ask? Because it has a special structure that definitely benefits us, right? No, you're wrong. A donor-advised fund means it allows the funder to make contribution, get tax deduction immediately. But aside that, I think what Leonardo really loves about his donor-advised fund is that he's not required at all to file any disclosures, financial statements on how the money was spent.
Oh, remember this guy? The J-Ho Low, a low type of human being who stole $3 billion from the Malaysian government? Well, he is Leo's close buddy. I'm not surprised. Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. So this motherfucker used to hang out with Leo a lot and Kim Kardashians and stuff like that. And he donated to Leo's foundation over $1 million. What Leo likes about having donor-advised fund is he doesn't have to report his expenses, but it's estimated that he would host fundraisers that would cost over $40 million, flying in guests with helicopters.
So in 2016, a watchdog group called Charity Watch noted that Leonardo DiCaprio's foundation did not provide financial statements, disclosures that would help outside groups determine how efficiently the group was raising and spending money. In their opinion, charitable funds like Leonardo's are soliciting the public for donations should not be permitted to be structured as direct action funds, since they allow them to avoid financial and other transparency requirements that must be met by standalone charities. Basically, you give him 20 bucks and then he just shits on that 20 bucks. He gives it to his 14-year-old girlfriend. You don't know about it. You think you're saving a bear. So I'm thinking definitely, Leonardo is not using this climate activism as a front to avoid Uncle Sam and not pay anything on taxes, and just basically doing some shady stuff throughout his charity, pretending that he donated 100 million when he probably donated only 10. He definitely did not take money from all of you guys and also gave his own, let's say, out of pocket 20 million, which is probably like $2 he gave out of pocket. But he writes down as 20 million to Uncle Sam that he did that. And he definitely spent your hard-earned cash to help the environment. But you will never get a proof of that. You don't know where your money went. Luckily enough for you, we did get some financial transparency from Leonardo DiCaprio's foundation, and he was raising a lot of money, and I have only statements for the past 3 years. Let's see. In 2018, he raised $47 million. Not bad. But then next year, that dropped to $6 million. And I will let you guess in 2020 how much he raised. If you think it's about 3 million, you're wrong. No. Go lower. 1 million? No. It's not even in the ballpark of hundred thousands. It's $227. I thought maybe it's a typo. I'm reading it wrong, right? I thought maybe it's 2,000,027 or maybe it's 227 million. No, it's $227. What I also found is how much he's paying his people that work for him, you know, CEOs and key people at his foundation. Because, you know, your hard-earned cash is definitely going directly to this environment. And so let's see. To his CEO, he paid, who probably only worked there for 1 year because he resigned in 2019. He paid $500,000. People that work at non-profit companies make shit money because, you know, they're working for the good and all the money should go to the cause. Not when it comes to CEOs. They somehow make money throughout any industry quite well. So all of his other senior people, he's paying around $200,000 per year. That's already over $1 million in salaries just for the key people. I really think that his whole activist personality is just a facade that he's hiding behind all of his atrocities and him just being a shit human being. And I think him acting out and performing as an activist, he actually like fucking believes that he is one. Next thing, Diddy's favorite. I love a good bromance. I really do love a good bromance. You know, Diddy came out, you know, before he got caught beating the shit of Cassie and having these cool white parties. They actually look kind of cool, not gonna lie, like, nice. One time in his interview where he called himself Love, in 25,000 questions with Pity, who gives a fuck, ask, who's your favorite guest? Who's like the #1 invitee to your party?
Public information yet, but who's the person that's #1 on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Of course it's Leo. The Leo is the most fun. He knows what Diddy has done. And he was into all of this shit. Because Leo likes to party. He loves to party with young spirited people. Like teenagers. I am assuming not only you saw what Diddy has done and you were in it and you kept coming back for the best parties. What I assume, if he's publicly dating 19, 18-year-old girls while being 50.
I suppose behind the scenes.
He's fucking and messing with girls that are not of age. Allegedly, that's my assumption. Again, don't sue me, Leo. For a man who dates girls his own age, like around, let's say, +5 years, I'm sure he wouldn't go for an 18-year-old, right? If he's 30, I'm sure if that would be the case, he would think that's too young. But for somebody like Leo, who is okay with 18-year-old girls at his grown age of fucking half a century, half a millennia, sorry. If he's okay with dating 18-year-old, what do you think, what he feels about like fucking a 17-year-old? Do you think that's the 18 is where's the line? I don't think so. If you really find 18-year-old girls attractive and you do them, the step over to 17, 16, 15 isn't so far-fetched, is it? Besides all those white parties with blood on them from all these virgins that you're all sacrificed, Leo has also been mentioned in another amazing dude's list, Epstein. Only the name drop, we don't know, like, so also there's Cameron Diaz. You never find, you know, on Diddy's parties, people like, I don't know, Demi Lovato, Miley Cyrus, like Keanu Reeves. You always find the same people like Jay-Z, right? You find Leo always there as well, Jennifer Lopez. You always find these people around these monstrous people. And you know, I happen not to have pedophiles as my friends. I actually have one guy that avoids paying taxes. But other than that, I do not have friends that are criminals, especially knowing that they're doing bad shit. I would definitely not stay friends with them, right? But Leo saw it all, knew it all, and he's still friends. And I'm sure him and Epstein definitely crossed paths. Again, allegedly, but I'm sure it's not so far-fetched because in the next segment, I'll tell you why. FOMO. Leo has a huge fear of missing out. He is apparently addicted to his phone, and he always checks which club is popping up.
Leo, he's very addicted to devices and things like that, right? If you're talking to him, he's totally taking, but then he's checking because this club might be blowing up or that club might, he's trying to figure out which club is blowing up and which Israeli supermodel turned 18 4 hours ago.
I'm sure Epstein has the best parties of the most abuse girls can take. Like, that's a competition. If he goes out and really tries to seek out the best parties, what's the new, what's hot, I'm sure he's been on a couple of parties of Epstein, although we didn't see any photos. All the men that aspire to be like Leo, having this lavish lifestyle, the hottest girls, the yachts, everything, and also being a philanthropist at heart at the same time, I'll tell you what, that's a sad existence, and I mean it's a sad existence. There's nothing more rewarding than having a couple of people that you really hold on to and having security in that person you love. Having over 20 girlfriends that we know of is psychotic, and if you still party at 50, occasionally it's fine. But if you're constantly seeking out parties, I'm not really into cancel culture, but I think it's time to cancel Leonardo DiCaprio. That guy's a creep, that guy is an asshole, that guy's a douchebag, that guy is definitely has done a lot of questionable things. Again, that's my opinion, not a fact. And don't sue me, Leo. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me what you think about Leo. Please suggest me in the comments who I should do next, which asshole should I target. So, thank you so much for watching Not So Hot Show. My name is Akma, and yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Not So Hot Show. That's hot. No, it's not. Like, literally.